All right, welcome. This is your monthly rundown for the Hamilton Township School District, where we take the newsletter and break it all down for you. November is flying by, so let's jump right in and get you up to speed on everything you need to know.
So, let's kick things off with a quote from Superintendent Dr. Rocco, because it really sets the stage for everything else. The big theme this month? Clear, effective communication. It's all about making sure you know what's going on and who to talk to when you have questions.
Here's what's on deck for today. First, we'll peek inside the classroom. Then, we'll talk about resources for student success. After that, it's all about the key dates and details. And we'll wrap up by talking about how we can all come together as a community.
Okay, let's get right to it. The academic updates that are probably affecting your kids' day-to-day life. And, there have been some pretty big changes, especially if you've got a student in high school.
You've probably heard about it, right? The big shift to block scheduling for the high schoolers. So let's actually break down what this means, why the district did it, and what your student's day looks like now.
So what's the big idea here? Well, think about it. With these longer 80-minute class periods, your student can actually finish a science lab or really get into a debate without that bell cutting them off. Plus, they're juggling fewer subjects each day, which means more focus, a better chance to connect with teachers, and way less time just scrambling in the hallways. It's all about getting them ready for what college and the working world are really like. And speaking of changes, here's a big one you want to see. Midterms and finals. They're back. This is a really important piece of preparing students for what's next. As you can see, each of those exams now counts for 10% of their final grade, with the 4 marking periods making up the other 80%.
Now, you might have heard about new iReady assessments and wondered what that's all about. It's really important to know this isn't about diagnosing anything. Think of it more like a checkup. It's actually required by a state law, and it just gives teachers some really good information so they can help every single student become a stronger reader.
Okay, so with all that going on inside the classroom, let's talk about the resources designed to help you and your student navigate everything. The district has put out some great tools for us parents.
Sometimes the hardest part is just figuring out who to call. The district created this simple guide to make it easy. The main takeaway? Always start with the person closest to the action. If it's something happening in a specific class, that first email or call to the teacher is always the best way to get things sorted out quickly.
This is a really important one. Let's talk about AAC, or Augmentative and Alternative Communication. There are a lot of myths out there, so the district wants to clear things up. AAC is not a last resort. And a huge myth is that it stops kids from talking, when in reality, it often does the opposite. It can actually boost verbal speech because it gives kids the confidence to communicate. It's a tool for any student to make sure their voice is heard. With the holidays just around the corner, the counseling department has some fantastic, age-specific advice. For you high school parents, now's the time to use the break for college applications. For middle schoolers, the message is, coach, don't rescue. Let them handle small things on their own to build that independence. And for all of us, really, sticking to routines can be a lifesaver for keeping that holiday stress down.
Okay, time for the logistics. Let's pull out those calendars, because we've got a few important dates you're definitely going to want to know about at the end of this month.
So mark it down. Wednesday, November 26th is a one-session day, so that's an early dismissal. Then, of course, schools are closed for Thanksgiving break. And looking just a little ahead, that next SEPAG meeting is on Tuesday, December 2nd.
And yep, just to make it super clear, that's 2 days off for the holiday, the 27th and 28th, which means a nice 4-day weekend for everyone to enjoy.
It's not just about what's happening in the lesson plans. A lot is happening to the buildings themselves. Nottingham's auditorium is getting a major facelift with new seats and AC. Lawler's getting those much-needed HVAC upgrades. And yeah, the pool conversions at Steinert and Hamilton West are officially moving along.
Okay, for our last section, let's zoom out a little and talk about what ties all of this together. It's that idea of one Hamilton, which is all about partnership and everyone getting involved.
So, how can you be a part of it? Well, there are a bunch of ways. You can join your school's PTA, check out job openings, or just explore the Family Learning Hub for helpful resources. Oh, and if you haven't already, definitely download the district's mobile app. It is by far one of the easiest ways to keep up with everything.
And really, that's what it all comes back to, this whole #OneHamilton idea. Whether it's volunteering, staying in the loop with communication, or just being informed, every little piece of it makes our school community stronger. And on that note, we absolutely want to echo the superintendent's wishes for a restful and happy Thanksgiving break with your family and friends. It's such a great time to just hit pause and recharge before we head into December. So, as we wrap up, here's a little food for thought. What's one conversation you can start with your child this week based on all this? Maybe ask your high schooler how they really feel about the longer classes. Or talk to your middle schooler about one new thing they can be in charge of. It's a great way to connect. Thanks so much for tuning in.